Mamuna Joe Eba Sante Mantem Edum Boshaba Simon. Digital address AK01A7090. No siabo yade kasia ebe somo na ensemwa yade banu die edimo akotene eni. His Excellency Jubilee House Megida Sarawuta Nado Dankwa Ekufuado State of the Nation Address and the day wade akotudwa emun semno AEP. Nagan among forces saying sembe no moka for State of the Nation Address na ho yebeko yakwa kotie titru Ghana mrashebedwa for de wonom eka. Yebeko yen enim na closex for ede atudwa se enhihye bia wode aba eye adwuma omayimo no enya de a ebeboa Enyumre kasia ide ebremu nyumakuo bi na ekrayemu Newman College Department of Nursing say so bebo degree e wo nursing mu a eye won mu ankasa sesei die wo se kwanya no aba ba bia wo bia oba obenya hostel na wada amano ayeye oma student loan yi obetim de twitwa wo ho na wo wi a wo certificate no e valid e wa brochire frɛ e wo 0267 330492 and 0246 67804 Midi e di Piesie Lardi me mamu nyina adwo ensem no enchiremu eni Yeshe ensem no ase every Ghana emrashe bedwamo enne Commander-in-Chief Ghana Armed Forces His Excellency Jubilee House Megida Sarawuta Nado Dankwa Ekufuado edi oman no tibia ensem State of the Nation Address ekotudwa na ensem no baako a epiemu ene se yede Ghana efamwo ekoje yede Ghana gold ekoje famwo aba omampanyi kire se yayi chew eyepa eboa oman no amanagina ne naso ye.
Mr. Speaker, concluding the arrangements with the fund will not restore our fortunes overnight, but it will set us on the road to recovery. With fiscal discipline, we'll regain the trust and confidence of our business partners and the investor community, which will give us space to continue our productive plans and policies. However, in addition to our engagement with the fund, we're also seeking and implementing some original and innovative ideas to try to solve our problems. For example, the Go Purchase program by the Bank of Ghana and the Go for Oil policy are creative uses of our resources, which are already bearing fruit. These policies are aimed at achieving two results that are critical to the health of our economy. Firstly, they will help us preserve foreign exchange, especially the US dollar. And secondly, they will enable us to stabilize the price of oil products, such as petrol and diesel, on the domestic market. We have already seen some success on both fronts, with the price of US dollars and petroleum products falling since we announced the policy and began to implement it. The average price of petrol at the pump, which had risen to 20 cedis a litre in the middle of December 2022, is now 13 cedis and 80 pesos a litre. The price of diesel had risen to more than 23 cedis and 70 pesos a litre, and is now selling on the average at 13 cedis and 80 pesos a litre, which is a reduction of almost 10 cedis a litre. We expect this trend of falling fuel prices to reflect soon in our daily lives, since transport fares affect the price of everything. I hope the trend of prices going up and coming down become a regular feature of our retail economy, as being demonstrated in the fuel prices. Because as we all know, prices, especially of petroleum products, used only to go up in our country. I do worry about the external expenditure on security at our borders, but we do not have a choice but to spend resources to keep our borders safe. We dare not compromise on the safety and security of our nation. And my first responsibility as your commander-in-chief is to keep all of us safe. The foundation for all development is the safety and security of our nation and its people. The reality of the state of affairs in our neighborhood demands that the government goes to great lengths to ensure.
His Excellency Jubilee House Megida Sarawuta Nado Dankwa Ekufuado Ebo bondholders and pensioners abaso se kuyi kokeri wamo ya hadiye se wonum eboa amagana yetutu yeka ewo kwani asaso.
We are addressing fiscal adjustment and structural reforms are not sufficient for restoration of debt sustainability. A critical component of the measures we are implementing to address the current economic crisis is the debt operation involving both domestic debt and external debt. The debt operation is aimed at returning the country to debt sustainable path by 2028 by reducing the debt to GDP ratio on a general classification basis and in present value terms from 103% in 2022 to 55% by 2028, and reducing the external debt service to revenue ratio from 29% in 2022 to 18% by 2028. Mr. Speaker, in order to achieve these goals, the decision was taken to execute a domestic debt exchange program, in addition to fiscal adjustment, external debt operation, and structural reforms. The participation rate of 85%, representing tendered bonds of 83 billion cedis out of the total eligible bonds of 97.7 billion cedis, constitutes significant success for the DDE program. The 83 billion cedis bonds that were successfully tendered also represent 64% of the outstanding domestic debt of 130 billion cedis at the end of December 2022, as pension funds have been expressly exempted from the DDEP. I want to take this opportunity to thank organized labor, pensioners, pension fund managers, the Ghana Association of Banks, the Ghana Securities Industry Association, the Ghana Insurance Association, the Individual Bondholders and Retirees Forum, and all others who have contributed to make the domestic debt exchange program a success. Mr. Speaker, I know it has been said over and over again in the past weeks, but the voluntary nature of the DDE program bears repeating, as is the fact that the government is committed to honoring all coupon payments and maturities in respect of both old bonds and the new bonds, in line with government fiscal commitments. Mr. Speaker, we're also making progress on the external debt negotiations since the government announced an external debt service suspension on 19th December 2022 for certain categories of external debt to ensure an orderly restructuring. This suspension is an interim emergency measure toward a comprehensive external debt operation which will contribute to the restoration of our debt sustainability in line with our request for debt treatment under the G20 Common Framework. I want to express our appreciation to members of the Paris Club and to the People's Republic of China for the cooperation they have so far exhibited to us in attempting to reach an agreement and in their attempt to establish an official credit committee. We look forward to their fast-tracking the needed financing assurances for IMF approval. We are confident that with their cooperation, we will reach our March deadline for going to the fund. Mr. Speaker, will remain resolute in our vision to restore macroeconomic stability and promote inclusive growth. Mr. Speaker, government recognizes the sustained growth.
His Excellency Nado Dankwa Ekufuado signed to Drase, Enam and San Newman Messia Tivet Ninti, Jindadi Yazo, Emre Paba, Nipa, and Pemunai, 4,000, and our Duano Ebeye Jumaho.
TVET schools has increased from 13,000 in 2021 to 47,000 today. And all the indications are that this is a trend that will continue. In 2022, the TVET service recruited 3,400 staff, the highest in the history of TVET in Ghana, to accommodate this development. I was told last week about one young person who was placed in Achimota School in the current school placement exercise and has turned it down to go to a STEM school. I think we are making progress. The strides we're making in education are already changing lives and changing the narrative. As of this year, nearly 2 million young people have benefited from the free SHS policy. Predictions that the policy would lead to a lowering of standards proved wide, very wide of the mark. On the contrary, the results under the free SHS have shown a systematic improvement, and as a result, 2 million young people have either found a way to further education, training, apprenticeships, or employment because of the free SHS policy.
Nayahwe Omampenyi State of the Nation address ya odi tudwe echinsem okọ Ghana mrahye bedwamu a ebinim so Omampenyi kayi ko keri waya de ebinim so kire se ba kayi ko keri ba wanya de.
This is pure recklessness. This is a reckless government. Expecting the president to give us assurance. And so you heard about it. The president never even touched on those things. Most of the things he talk about are lies and they are history, things that are gone. Manka president is a kind of freeze of a fast one. BCC or my mama Ahutaba. Now, Obaya, no say, or Sunday numeracy problems are quite fast one problems in the buyer. And your can be Ukraine war, Russia and Ukraine war, Canina, NBC, Echo Fafri, 2016, on the 17, on the heritage economy, no problem, challenges, benefit of mutual way, I've been doing be a problem, and I am disappointed. Netflix or back, or Babbitt Church, the Ghana home.
Very much like the domain of doing with your money. Now, in some more kind in your training or to put them out. Plan, the Ghana Channel president actually. And it's a true state of the nation. And that's why what did you say they were challenges? Now, no one at the assessment said they were challenges. But on my page, let me say, they were challenges. I say a couple,
where are the factories? Factories are what we are saying free to take. We have say one district, one factory. State of the nation, president country say there's improvement in the railway system. Say train air kweba. So Takwana Kitikini Jumana say Akradi Yasha say Jumana say ni bit make say train Ghana train air Jumakoba. Di kakra say baby even no motete you know opani kasa din sa kola timi kasa enye nyukure but me stress yamanyo sem going forward no eya yempani fo no omumi ngu nyukure
Yentuaso free sona State of the Nation address no na yemra apedie ensem emo na baya adwuma ye fo fekua ye freno the Civil and Local Government Staff Association Ghana Trinity friend Closak ese enhyehyɛ bia wo madwuma ho ye ho aye freno Presidential Service Actor enam so ma omampanyi timi yi obi eba no wose saa de no wonyim free ho no esan se saa hyehyɛ no enam so ama wode woni a wonim hwee woni a wonte hwan woni a wonim nim de ebe hye post bi ema wo mo post bi a saa post no ebe wi ase no na wasɛe adwuma a yɛfrɛ wɔnom sɛ wɔnom ɛmɛyɛ no.
Presidential Service Act 1993 at 463 edit to Myanmar Omampania otimi yi enkrofo ahodo a one won bedi dwuma na odi bi ko abanyuma ahodo mu eno enna mpanyifo da closer aba abontia ba bekyerem se sa tumi e ma omampani no abro so edu ba bi kura nipa ahodo anka won sem fata se obeye dwuma wa abanyuma mu ene abampanifo edi won yin onyuma won sem twefo dwumadie bi ase na Dr. Isaac Bampo Ado twefo pani ema closer e kasa na wokyerem se are hopa say neighbor pimu o memu a amanye ko bia ba na wasesa ne nkrofo nko a e dia kwakogu abanyuma mu na ne ma asem yare hokora ne se ene ko pimu o mampani atena ya nipa bura pem ena eye adwuma wo hono ma ne nyina e bo my Ghana ka ebreko animu no o sempanyfo etimi ye bibi pa bi efa ho.
The Presidential Office Act 1993 at 463 is unconstitutional. It is worrying that the Act gave unfettered powers to the President to appoint all categories of presidential staff without any requisite qualification and experience on the part of those presidential staffers and assistants. The only limitation is the law is for the President to just inform Parliament about the numbers involved. Friends of the media, this is a very bad law used by the executive to its advantage. The promulgation of the Presidential Act 1993 at 463, enabling the President to appoint persons described as presidential staffers or special assistants, is unwarranted and a conduit to employ party apparatchiks and guru boys to undermine the work of the public services that are constitutionally mandated to assist government in its work. Article 17 and 1951 and 2 clearly give them mandate to appoint public officers, which does not include the power given to the President in the Presidential Office Act to appoint presidential staffers. The appointing power of the President given in the Presidential Office Act is therefore inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution.
Dr. Bampo Ado amananso a echemi se entemhare aso no esa aban hwe na oye nsakraye wo sa amamranim sa aban anya obeti omemu ni nyina na jeje Ghana for signature se be ya obetimi aye nsakraye e wo mranim.
Government should immediately take steps to nullify the Presidential Office Act 1993 and revert to the use of public services to appoint and manage officers serving at the office of the President as required under the Constitution. So we are setting the public agenda is for me and you to be aware that this is the cost of our woes. The next move we'll do is that we'll be collecting signatures all over the country. And then from there, don't be surprised if it moves to demonstration.
Ye ko ye nanim ewo kase no emo enano His Excellency Sarawuta Nado Dankwa Ekufuado wo from Mountain Volta region adakulu babia ye kodi ye 6 March no Nado Dankwa Ekufuado editu dwase se Ghana ye mohyire ne ye mose sansa wode ye ho oman no toto amanfoforo bia ye kum kokobo sabe so ne nkokọ emohyire ye koyanim akire ko kwadjan ye tware wawabe yedru ohwim enoma eko nanimo nti ene nyame ase ye bekwa kodi nkomo na ya hwe sede ensem no esi etie na ensem a etwagu na no adakulu from antem no na edo so pa na omanfo da so esu se oman no emunye nti we ya rechecheresem emayen ana yenkwa ahoma no so na yenkodi enkomo ye ni owura ebo jebi wo ye business analyst waben ewodwadie ensem emum bema majwe
bejo so Piesie
edase anyumre se ye bo promo wagye enso menim se wudi ensem no cha na wadi akire omampanyina no ni speech no wose wo hwede ebinim efemu so ebinim so na de toto Ghana man ho a ye de ye better, are we better off than them ye chen won mana
yo ye dana no ase na ansa na me ya no ma me ka asemi ya na nkofo fi se mo ka na hurume David me nipadua ya na me ba independent candidate e won shai so no
okay yeah
independent candidates no by choice. Na ye Miami mo. Wow. Na no kure woman say media maka in fie bebre a chain say sir we need I wish them na so kojo oga the common kuma them pampan be kun the cast state of the nation state one kasa no wasitena mo te say kasa na de ebe kan papa bi na ka chem de chem so nkwa abrem o se bolaga na de ebe ko na tanga no yan kasa ye timman no mu no ye hu ne say na yan kan yan hu no kra ye koye ni ma na ye ba echi
Omampanyi wan deny se oman ni mu nyeden o se mu odin nanso ye chen ebinom
ye chen hwan mo ne ye chen
ho de wanka
na numu ya na Sri Lanka eso ma fi do musika kra ho odin chen yen entino adentina ya yen no kra ne da ho a ne ye bonchen dabi twenya nim da ho a ye monchen ye ti kra mu ha sei ayi necessary ya mebe me koto akutu ba akutu sidis akutu ba akutu sidis Nancy ai ye friend saying insu ya ye toy sachet water na ye say 1 cedi 50 pesos ademuni na but they said you omampanye abedi eche kan no when the fundamentals are weak the exchange rate will expose you and a situation na you woman no enye say bia aban we nko na de bai kwasi broni oja kro na oda na yekura asen amaye no no wa hye dam ya to ho say obeto kwakwa enti ye na ye bemu no na nanke ye say hu enisuade hu bi ne hu say ye besesa no ma bi na ye de akoye ni yentimi nyeye
ye hwe immigration ye ya me fe krom me hu Niger ni bi a on titwi kra so waba o man mu o so be business wo ha na Ghana ye na ye nuanom Nigerians so ye hu o mo ha pa unsusu se o mo hu se economy no o man sika no sam no ene ne totoye no emu ayeden de enso ye de no eye chen wo mo man so de
omo ba ha fi se amra nya adwuma ha ena ha no usrade ya de be mawo obi ofri ba no obi akwa nhwe wanim na ye de ye ho compare san crofo we ya na ye pese ekoye nim ana se pese ye de enhihye bebre wa ese ye yi bebre free mu misi me sisi ya misi me koto akutwe madam for be from London no be some saying to a V8 in moja to abanya woti so sisi yi enkomo de be dada ene say ensakraye ene aremuhye ensakraye be ne bae edie pa na asesen free abanya o mabako
nti ususu se Ghana nti ususu se Ghana 66 birthday ayi wo mu changes be ene be ya na de be na wo se ya nanka wo abre so call independent no ususu se ye de ba ebeboa ama o man no ya shoot akoye nim
me da Piesie on say kosi friends saying bibinia ye na dwen say democracy is expensive so what is abrofu ni be democracy is expensive so kosi boni ka say democracy is expensive enye ni sikasemo eye say wo fa ahodie bi ebeji afiri wo nchen let me get
okay
expensive na ye ne say enye sika ye beji through ho ana say yo but wo fa ahodie bi no anyone who to be no. You bet you from some. Just a young Yanisa. Me Piesie meets me about studio who is here, the idea of boot to pro. But the rule of law and democracy in nature say, minister to me, you know. And no money expensive. And yes, any sick idea. And see, could a kid decide not to meet him. Oh, yeah, I was young elections. Oh, yeah, I was young elections. Elections, a cat down home, a better. Na me say me so asem you me chichireba wo me chichireba na me sane ba ntuditi say sisi a obi frow say ukrom dikro ene o MP afrewa de hin na ho bepoko me twenso be ma no
me krom dikro.
Thank you e ba ne sentia o to me change because MP no woye ne nana. Said they make out here.
What you say?
Aha. And to see near Brese, say Barack Obama ka Obakroma, some more catch any say. Democracy de aye. But wow show was sitting now share one mamre no money any son no mana. No one must have democracy no aye yuma. May that be amicase. One of the oldest democracies in the world. Aye menshia. Or representation, oh menshia, and I'm what?
No, cray, and your mamma more na cobo ponosan and in temna. No patcher said traditional rule, a chain, democracy, a yabra for democracy, Anna.
Okay, say Yama or my your friend saying. On my henny, and I decrun, and I see a hino. A UP says a winner will be quite represented one crime. Yan to swap by any fee. Nothing near ballot. There a campaign, yeah, a posted night. If got the year and soon who be any. There be a crumuni now who said no. 1 year do qua with me a dear boy. Thank you, I be to say National Assembly. So them a channel. Thinking, aha, not yet. Oh, yeah, Kata yet to the walk. Yeah, may the elections go far. It is the way up for Mukra in Chiomoka. Omo last election, be bridge, what is here in Chiomoka. Omutu abaniwia no bia betina fi na Ghana buku mu de Ghana de ekru papa.
Okay,
na eba ne se yenyam yenhwa na akoyasem enti se yankasa ne yeni abrea ekru bia be tu obi aba se Piesie ne ehwe na obetumi akokan asem amaye na so odu ono din se huna na ya roni fe bibi recall ni atun kra bankran se akwa wo munyine manmra. Me dem is a simple grammar meal.
Any about no a po say obi ye na dwuma no onye ne ya. Metumi vote we na free ho.
In V9. Piesie. When was the last time a UK photo aba?
Okay.
No, say you sua de na, you sua ni yi. Ye de no so ne be fa. Yen fast akrai bi mbam na yen koye nim.
Yada say enwumre. Ene wunchiremu ora ebojebi yada say.
Mesumi da wase bebre.
Ora ebojebi sa wote ya independent candidate wagina bi da. Na say amanyosem odi akire osanso eye business analyst eye edwadie mu nsensem so omanchekere wo ya ade e wo hopa no ne ne di nkomo afa Ghana Finshia aduosia ensia ensema His Excellency Jubilee House Megida Sarawuta na Dodankwa Ekufuado editu dwa no yenko enwumasua ensem emo na Bagabaga College of Education womu si oseye atadwufo wa womu atedene esanse wonum enya baabi ebeboa ama asuafo na bata kenkan no makenkan no onum akọ enkan 17th matriculation ase ena acting principal Emma College of Education at the Sansem way etu ija.
Actually, we have a challenge in accommodation in that we started certain hostel facilities that would have been used to at least reduce the pressure as far as accommodation is concerned. And unfortunately, the project came to a standstill. And we even have to convert one of our facilities, which was meant for resource center, where teachers from other places could come and then engage themselves in training of teachers in terms of facilitation. But due to that pressure on us with regards to accommodation, that facility was converted into a dormitory. It is now a dormitory where we host some of the female students. So
I feel so excited to be admitted into this prestigious college. Bagabaga College of Education is one of the schools that you wouldn't love to miss, and I encourage and urge you all to select Bagabaga as one of your choices, because we are so hardworking, we are dedicated, and in fact, when it comes to sciences, we advance a lot. So I feel
your principal had admonished you. Your principal,
and also today is said to be a blessed day, a very exciting day, which we all wish to gather here with other guests so that we're able to acquire the knowledge that the headmaster has given to us, and we already received such important information. As he already said so, that we are the lucky ones, because about 3,141 students have been enrolled, and it is only we are the lucky ones, which is we have about 341 students in Bagabaga College of Education. So I think I'm much grateful about this, and I also wish to cooperate with the schools and regulations in accordance with my people and also our colleagues level 4 and level 2.
Yemra asante mantem hana matwuma kwa ngoma mensi no emu aboabo kese ena yadri we jindadi yazo emrepa aba ama wonum esanse dwumako mienu eye Fabulous Women Network ena World Connect wonuma kabom esi ayar sabia kese ama wonum
Ebreni ena disia ewa aboabo kese ewa atwuma kwa ngoma mensi mu apra se obetimanya asopete kuma bi wo ho a ebitima hwe omanfo apomden Honorable Isaac Adumoye Assemblyman enam ne modemo so ekohie ekuo bi a ye fa mo Fabulous Women Network a maame ama Duncan edano amo no so de koto ekuo bi ye fa se World Connect fonim ya wobesi asopete kuma bi ede ama aboabo kesefo a wopa ho ntoma edabua ama apomden ane ayarasa atumi akoso
betra be wo man kase me omo ba no se bo mo to asase no mo si da but omo kase ya to asase yes dan enti se bibi koso empatemo emfa ho omo timi anya komapa ne adwempa ne odo etimi asi bibi se ya se bi nipa benya ayarasa bia wo omo ya de papa na think say ye nuano mo wo baby so betimi asu bibi afu omo ya de pa ye da omo so na enkomo so ye nuanom editor edwa efa equipment ni ade ho na assembly enforce nyina kan ni mu tutu krade yenso ye de kwadwum na hodi bia e betimi so e de aboa na assembly health center so agina ne nipa abamu abenya ayarasa sebe ebeye
aboa no kuro so eso ye ka se du duru be ya na bo se no fa fo ma wo bebre first 90 sa ba ese kuro na tre ni mi se ka clear ye nyi hey makonta wudi mi se Oyerepa mi aba ma fa mi aba abena kope eyi obia na betu na ba betra kuro no betu kuro no ho eyi obia ade amaye no ni mi se ebi pepe bi ebi o ma abo abokura no ye be ko ye ni ma chinese
nti ye trainings for man you na ye be locate ye new baby ye training na ye friend Fab Habashanti ahanesi aboabukasi nesi nti ye ba hasa na chese ya be ka omo ho nti ye nya opportunity to apply for funding na ye decide ye de say sadia e promo ya ba no so mo hia bibi ayenso ye betumi aboa mo nti sene di kind first na ye ne say ye grade your school park man kra no sene be yo betumi abobo if you want na ye sign ye youth program program for Enkora. US Embassy 4-year programs. A series of programs for Enkora no Mohan.
Yanko Kriayomu near the court and Takramoa yen mo. Opanibia wa ben won Takramoa yen mo. Odini Juma okay NUST HSA. One year yen Takramoa do no say or how be ba won madwuma ye mo a. Mum ne nanam baby. And ye say obi akokɔ kum sika ana hwi don ebeche no no. Oba no afa fichire ho baby akototo paye red and yellow no de abegu nsuo ma mo. Be wi ase no. Na ne portrait adwuma ya wo ye no. Na egu woni instant training Richmond from Pong.
Farms are good, farms are good. Never be brave and come home farms nego. I'm so until 2020, as a pandemic neighbor. Not never be brave, I shall say a cost. Now, a free 2021 ebano feed some a dear cassia a help you for. And I say, Miss Maya analysis, some company be I realize say, and Kokoma. Nti nkukoma bo osoro ena aduane so osoro we ye niema mienu kese a abe ma niema enkoyie kura amakuafo nti se cost of production no e wosoro a niema efira abrochire ba no untimi compete nti ebasa nipa ne ntode ne nti wodi ne guwa ne biku ena after 2021 no so ye hu de ba ye pandemic na chi na avian influenza yare enso ba ye nti ama enkrofo bebre farms nso egu because yare ne beki kan omo no vertical koi na wo so omokoko kunkun wa no na me metena se ye some observation bi na me hu se ade a na ma yare no spread was say nipa bebre de omokoye omo aduane no kane no omo de omo nsa na ye ana se omo to feed ni free baby. But maybe they who say buone cost unity no or motor ingredients need to say bro ne soya ne hunkan man the co baby fap now ma mix ya momo na if you say me observation na me feel say ho na yare na spread the farms are na hye machine nyina metwe mu nyina de omo ba university dia wo de bre ya ne sika ya de be ya mix na ma enti ya ne kofa bro no ne ya ba enti ya basa ema farms in your problem and your farms are so and my problem and it's a near mammy saying Adriana Sam Kukomba any yare no a big problem and make careful now expect new war system immunity Emma Uncle Cre who same for so woman to Dako farms no near Hong Kong will be shame. It was based on investment. I don't think say based on any policy be say I say this year you produce so and so number of chickens for ourselves and therefore whatever it would take for us to do it all by ourselves in the these are the things that we call a policy.
General Professor Jacob Al-Hassan Hamidu nensamni na futuwe so na fe ye twa ye ho ne akwaje enkrato aba.
na edu ebe konko funkro so enra UEFA Champions League matches awdo etimi etodwa ene ebe to aso Paris Saint-Germain ene Bayern Munich ena ebe bo Tottenham Spurs ebe transfer on AC Milan edi aboso matters arise na nanwumrei ye de honsem back class na wakonsem ewom openi Kwaku Ofosu Asare oye chairman Emma All African Games wakasa edi ensem ena odi atodwa enanwumrei ebedi hon komo sports lawyer nie the only sports lawyer in Ghana football All African Games chairman odi atodwa say nyankopon bo All African Games no ebe serve as qualifies for Paris 2023 odi nsem we atodwa ora Kwaku Ofosu Asare
as well as His Excellency Musafaki Faki Mahamat, the chairperson of AU, who was also there with us and ensured that the issues were well resolved amicably and also has led to all this. All of them are interested in we having some of the disciplines as Olympic qualifiers. My good friend Bauer is here. He's the CEO of Athletics. And you know athletics play a very, very important role. So athletics definitely is going to be part of us, part of the disciplines for the games, or part of the disciplines of the games, and also as qualifiers. I will give him the opportunity to throw a bit of light on that when I finish. Badminton, we are guaranteed that is going to be a qualifier for the Olympics. We are also guaranteed that basketball will be 3x3. Beach volleyball, cycling, gymnastics, judo, they've all promised to also give us the needed support. Swimming is also going to be one of the disciplines slated as Olympic qualifier. Tennis, table tennis, triathlon, and once again that falls also the domain of the CEO of Athletics, Mr. Bawa Fuseni. Volleyball and rest.
Yanko Jerome Oche na suye na Jerome Oche nsema okane se Ghana ha your officiating officials no referees no omunya de.
I mean, you see, I don't trust our referees to be. No. I don't trust our referees because consistently they show poor performance. You know, a lot of Kotoko fans, I can say referees are against us. I don't believe that, but I think generally our referees are poor, and that's why you see them perform like this. I mean, look at some decisions of the Iceland referee. You know, it wasn't the best, but I mean, what can you say there? You've lost, and we have to accept defeat and look for a good.
Yemfi Jerome Oche na suyenko glassing awako na kache ose nano kwesiada President Cup and afi Betfair Premier League match has din kunim no mu disefata say omo win game no.
Yeah, on the field today no. Obia try say obe puti up the best and Obia fight here. If you see the game today, we should say yes. We have to turn things around. Nyama enko for some time now, which supporters and Obia energy. So we really need to do all that we can as a player, as the playing body, the technical team. Obia making effort into this very game. Also to the fans out there, you are seeing the energy, like the energy of the man in the area we were partners. So no, I don't think so. Bibian Chess and no can say a winning game. We deserve to win this game today. Even from the first half, we were on top. We had chances, but unlucky we couldn't bury them. So, as a player and as a mentor, but many ajipa for the team there.
That is Glassen Awako Capito Emma Accra House of Folk, the Continental Club Masters. Young call UEFA Champions League semi-final. No teams the near say umbeka quarterfinals. Suono na amadu semi-final. Enra na a run of 16. Chelsea Eshemino.
Oyrepa TV, Efri Nyame.
Sports lawyer in Ghana football. Yana homre ba nanama intifo e de nigide kase and I toss makra.
Adishimamba ye mamajo e mamakwaba e de be nigedie nsemu de edu sue ye ba behwe nsem a ekoso e wo entertainment industry ni mu na ye di hu enkomo bedi de na intifo ye hye nsem na se enkoye ni ma Kwame Eugene mrofo no kwa bi friend Kwame region ene ne wa ba abonten a wo kire se enkofo de susu ne se oye arrogant na o se onye arrogant na mum oye confident.
What you
that
think
overconfidence works for you?
It's not overconfidence. I think it's just regular confidence.
Okay.
But it is our system.
Kwame Eugene eno na enei o say lady no ohuna obefere san say levels don't change. What the Corolla energy the girlfriend ene otu range over ene kasa akase nti lady no ene ohuna na wafere yanto so enko yenim na yekọ deputy tourism minister aso ye Mark Okrikumante na o chese ewiase anase Ghanaian music circles mu sa wo pa kasa wo de tro enwuma enye de ma nwum no ase beat bi antumi mbemu a ya kan kasa. Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Mark Okrikumante kasache mu se Ghana hakasa wo de tro nwuma ni tu ni nyede afen susu wunsan nye beat paperian fam man nwum ni nyede ya kan kasa nanso e kamia ye se eno ne kasa kantan kasa hudo ni na so e wo manyimu oso se ne obi bisa ne se kasa ben pa na wo de tro nwuma de na ekuta good tune ena wutumi nye beat papa de man obekasa Northern Region, Volta Region na afen susu enkran fokasa enu ntinam so mele krampo artist hudo na asase omori sakasa hodo no ehihye munyum sebe ya ebetumi amana yede na amanfo so eni age hu no mato enti wo kanfo sakasa hodo no se omanfo na sa atisa hodo no omomani nkokasa hodo na aka no so sebe ya ombetumi de atonyum omanfo so eni age hu we obeka se we ubaya wa yes we controversial nkofo e kan ho nsam ye we ya odi ubekan baya bo se achina na wo trend wa Twitter na say master ti edi watem omudi watem na no kwan so ana yentu so enko yenim na odi nsem bi akira yenko yensem no e wo yen star of the day so yemoro Nigeria na yen celebrate Olu Jacobs. Lou Jacobs, a veteran Nigerian actor and scriptwriter, on 11th July 1942 Kano State, Ewa Nigeria memu. Oko School of Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts ko register buti memu. Ewa no kusuya acting. 1970s no share acting career si asabre no. Odi kan TV series ahodo bi ti say The Goodies, The Ventures, any ahodo pi wo register.
Vili ababetwem say, emfa ho say mrahye bedwafo aduasanso time ra ye chie no. Ono mampani ne de Koswa eta Georgia adishie
Yanko Bangladesh maino emo ne honso asam kese esisan se topa ye kodiawo ato ewo krono monten so a de asie no asama anoden
nipa pre mu odin ewo Bangladesh kropon enkre afri mu ba no se mpefon hye den hu se koba ya explosion te se to abosan kese bi mu enam so ema atoyenchema te se eto oman no eni nyina mu no police pani owo haka Mahid Odin abechem se ekame se ye gas bi ene pa ya enam so ema ejapade pempem ene akra pi na ahwere wo Bangladesh memu police pani kirem se sabre kase nipa aduonu mienu na baabi oda waya sabia no aye den enam so ama adokutafo de oxygen esi won so ne nyina mu no Bangladesh abayate commission bi se onye hwehwemu mfa se koba ya sa gas no etim ko pae enam so ama edan na bubu a de hye pi na so atwan
Kasiano esi yamfasida ema Newman College Department of Nursing osebra no omwa onye je oso na bo degree papa bi odi certificate nbe ko Ghana ba bia akoye adwuma enu achire no Australia Canada and UK odi be kwa akoye adwuma valid ewo ho opesa wo ye hack nurse ne ade a Newman College ekwanya no ewo ho school no accredited ewo asantemontem atwoma tachima yemfre 0246 67 8004 0246 67 8004. Madam wase minyam wase me sorry the bride of Judas and to so midi edi Piesie Lardi Dominus Vobiscum eradia sumdrinka.